Okay, so welcome to another Ascent episode. This episode I have some guests, and also you'll notice I didn't start on the title screen, and that's because we were testing, and then we just decided to stay in the game. So I have Dave Cap. Hello, Dave.
Hello.
And I have Agent Red Jackal. Hello, Jackal.
Hey-ho.
So funny little story is I join, Dave joins me, Dave is green, and it's like, I don't know if we can continue playing with two green people. So then Dave changes to red, and then Jackal joins, and it's like, wait a minute, Agent Red Jackal. Sorry, Dave, you had to go RGB with us.
It's all
But-
good.
Great.
Now we're all visually distinct from one another in this cyberpunk dystopian future, and we can go do some missions.
Do you guys need to stock up? Are you good? Or
I think I'm good, but I read
Okay.
this sign as burgery, and I was like, what is this, a burgery store? And then it says surgery, not burgery. I don't know, something's wrong with me.
No, it's the S. Yeah, it looks like it. Let's see, do I have... I might be able to afford some more augments.
So that we're gonna
Right.
find out what quests we're all on, but Dave, what's the most recent story quest you have again?
So about that, when I look at the quest interface, it just says everything's inactive because you already finished all of it. So I think I'm just here for the EXP ride and nothing else.
And are you okay with that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Jackal, what are you up to?
I did... Let me see if it actually tells me in here. So last time I was playing this, I did the feral testicle hunting. There's a pizzeria quest. I don't know if you picked that up. There's a scummy pizzeria.
I did
you can
that
go
one.
to.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did that. Nice game. So if anyone hasn't played this in multiplayer, if you don't turn off the tutorials, it'll make you look at the tutorials for everything again. So make sure to turn those off in your multiplayer.
So how do you do that? Settings,
I have no idea.
accessibility.
checked God, that's annoying.
Tutorials
Gameplay.
off. Yeah.
Okay, I actually did a lot. There's a few here that haven't completed because you have to wait for them to complete.
So my main mission is trading places.
Let me see which
Really?
one I have.
Yeah.
I
Huh.
haven't done that yet.
That was my main mission, so...
Was that the one with the hammer guys? I don't know.
I'm wondering, I think what happened was I did a lot of side quests and got caught up on those. So maybe did you shotgun the main quests, Dave?
I did.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're all generally in the same spot, so this shouldn't be too bad. It looks like, so it go to the Cosmodrome. Third party is apparently after the kidnappings. I don't even know what's happening in the story anymore, but it looks pretty. That's really what matters most. So, we have to go to the Cosmodrome.
I have no idea where that is, so good luck.
Okay, we'll follow the green.
Is it Cosmodrome?
Well, just follow the... Do you have...
Oh.
Do you know your button for the quest marker? Because...
It's D up. Well, for me, it's D-pad up. I don't... You guys are probably using
I'm using the
right?
keyboard.
Yeah.
What button is on keyboard, Dave?
I don't know. I put it on my mouse.
I've got it, I guess.
Yeah, I think we're going the right way. Now, what happens? Oh, we have to... Okay, so you got the component.
Yeah.
Oh, we all get them.
Oh, we do?
Even though... Yeah, if I pick it up, you get it, from what I
It's
hear.
shared. Yeah, it is shared, so. With gear and everything.
So, couple updates from my earlier video, because I recorded earlier, I recorded Pokemon Snap, and I would like to update the audience on a couple things while we are shooting things in the face. One, I finished the Val Kilmer documentary, and it made me tear up. I just feel real bad for the dude. And, it's a good documentary. Again, some may view it as a vanity project, but I'm gonna say he earned it. And I think it's a really weirdly touching video of someone who is a perfectionist who unfortunately had to deal with throat cancer. So please, you know, don't smoke. Don't take your health for granted. So I would recommend that to you guys too if you have any interest in Val Kilmer at all as an actor. It's just called Val. And it's interesting. It's an interesting documentary, and it's like just footage he recorded from his whole life. And then his son does the voiceover, and he sounds like 80% like him. And he does a first-person voiceover, like that Val Kilmer wrote for his life. It's weird. It's uncanny almost, but it works really well, and it's kind of like touching.
I mean, it's better than like an AI-generated version of his voice.
Yes, and he can't really speak. It's really hard to listen. But it's
It's real.
Yeah. So there's that. I also watched this UFO documentary I'm working through on Netflix because Netflix just recommended it. And I was cooking and I was just like, oh, I'll watch this. And I don't know what it's called, like Top Secret, which which is incidentally the movie that Val Kilmer first starred in. But it's a good documentary for the most part. Same info, some new info. But the thing that makes me laugh is a lot of the information is presented through CGI. And it's so uncanny. I think what happened was this was made during, you know, the time where people weren't filming very much in person. And I think what they did was they just hired a bunch of animators to animate, like alien encounters. And it gets really, really cheesy. And it's like the information is fine, it's more UFO shit, but then watching like CGI aliens, like pelvic thrust, it made me laugh on several occasions. And like even the humans, like they show a close-up of some guy's face, and it's like very bad computer generation. No amount of shaky cam and blur could hide the fact that it's just horrible CGI humans on Netflix. So, yeah, it was at least entertaining. Also, are we missing Jackal?
I tracked, trying to get help, but, I'm on my way.
Now, let me see if I can find
Are
you.
you guys following Jeff, by the way,
we fell behind.
Okay. Okay, that's what's going on.
And, I was gonna say, also one more thing. Did you watch the newest Rick and Mortar?
Oh, I have not.
Okay. It deals with Bird Person. And I'm not gonna spoil it. It was better than the last 4 episodes, in my opinion.
That's good.
If only for lore reasons. It didn't make me laugh out loud very much, a couple times. But the lore was pretty well handled. So. And apparently they're doing a 3-part, 1-hour episode in a couple weeks to close out the season.
You didn't happen to watch the anime episode, did you?
Oh yeah, I did. Yes.
That was interesting.
Yeah, interesting is the word I'd use too. Yeah.
They did a good job of like capturing that old school, confused by anime vibe that you know, if you ever watched anime back in like the 90s, that you would get.
Like seeing Speed Racer randomly on Toonami or something.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like, what's the plot? This doesn't make sense.
I mean, South Park did it. But anyway, what's up, Jackal?
Oh, nothing. I just remember watching that stuff back in the day. Speed Racer. I don't watch Rick and Morty, I'm sorry.
No, you're not missing out. They actually referenced Pickle Rick in the newest episode.
They gotta milk it though. It's making the big bucks. All the merch.
They put him on bathrobes as a pickle, and then they sell like millions of copies of that bathrobe. But no, it's a decent show. Here's the thing: if you separate it from all the cultural, like, annoyances and like memes and cring, it's a perfectly serviceable sci-fi show with some actually really stellar episodes that do good jobs with sci-fi concepts. But then you get a man turning himself into a pickle as well, and Szechuan sauce. So you're gonna get some pretty nasty, like, moments of like, why am I watching this? But then you might enjoy a couple as well.
The only thing I've seen of this season is the thing with the horse that I showed you guys, and I'm good on that.
Yeah,
so.
that was a pretty fucking weird episode. Mm-hmm.
I'm very low on health, so there we go.
I think I can. Wait, can we save each other? Yeah, we can.
Yeah, you can revive. Yeah.
I've never played this co-op, so.
Okay, shitty thing is if even one of your teammates passes out, it ends the mission.
Oh.
Just one. Yeah, it's shitty.
So you really got to watch out for each other.
Yeah. I'm hoping this is like a soda station or something. It gives health.
Okay.
They have more around here.
Yeah, that's really the only. I mean, there's other ways, but I learned to respect the soda stations.
Yes.
You can actually shoot them and they'll give you a bunch without having to pay credits, so.
Oh.
Buying them, yeah.
There's a
They
bunch.
explode.
Oh, there's a bunch of treasure.
We passed a bunch.
Who wants to go to the ones on the left? Like, yeah, I'll handle the ones up top and see what I can get, and then if you guys want to do the ones on the left. Dumb question, but on keyboard, how do you activate your specials? I know it's Q, and what's the other one?
I don't know, I rebind everything, I'm sorry.
Alright.
Oh, yeah, I'm using controller, so I can't help.
How is this game with a controller, Jackal?
It's perfectly doable. People say I'm crazy for playing controller in a lot of PC games, but I can make it work.
I think it's comfortable.
Oh my god. What the fuck is going on?
I mean, so far the co-op is working well. Like, I haven't felt like it's been an inferior, you know, shitty connection kind of deal. It just seems alright to me.
The only thing that I encountered last time I was playing co-op was a bug that caused some of the enemies to be bullet sponges, where they were standing in place and taking, like, tons and tons of hits, and they weren't dying, so... It was only temporary, so...
Okay.
It's weird.
Yeah, I'm going back left to heal up.
So, speaking of a cyberpunk setting, I was at Target today, and I keep an eye out. Whenever I pass a certain section, I go and take a quick look. There are 4 Takamura figurines from Cyberpunk 2077 that have been there since the release of that game, and they're still there. This time, they're not being displayed, they're just stacked on top of each other in like a corner.
He's waiting for you, Vin.
He always eats still, actually. I mean, it's funny because I was about to do his quest line, and then I just stopped playing the game. It's like now he's waiting forever.
I kind of wonder if they honestly thought, like, that character was gonna be, I don't know, interesting enough to actually warrant buying a figure. Like, I want to know who made that decision. Like, oh, we can put out multiple figures and not just Keanu Reeves. What should we do? Oh, how about Takamura? He's interesting. Really?
Yeah, Takamura, huh? I mean, I like him in the game. I don't have a problem with him, but buying his figurine's a whole different story. Clearly, everyone else feels the same way because that figurine. It's like also at Walgreens. There's a Takamura.
I'm down. I don't know where you guys are at.
Oh, you're down to buy Takamura? That's awesome. He would be so happy to hear that.
Yep. I'm about to. Oh shit.
I'll try to head back that way.
I'm fucked.
The problem is that your character color is black, and that does not show up on the radar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually really awful.
Damn it.
We gotta stick together a little bit more, I think. But I was just trying to go off and get treasures, but maybe we'll just kind of go get them together.
Yeah, that might be best.
Alright, let's start going this way. Actually, I found, we got a bounty. We collected Glitchy Joe. So there's that. I got a ballistic machine gun that I'm gonna check out.
And I think our save point was pretty recent if it's plopping us here. So we're
Yeah,
probably alright.
there are checkpoints, thankfully, so...
My tactical grenade will be a rejuvenation field. So that way, if we need a little extra health, I'll just pop that down.
Sorry, I think I have like a healing augment. Maybe I can make use of that.
Yeah, as far as I know, there's only like 3 characters in Cyberpunk. There's your character, there's Keanu Reeves' character, and then there's the shrimp lady.
That's it. That's right.
That's really
That's
it.
right, Chum.
Little did they know they would have sold plenty of shrimp lady figures.
Yeah, at least a couple thousand from the people that watched my stupid streams of it. And that's probably more than Takamura ever sold. It was weird watching The Matrix recently and hearing Keanu Reeves, "You're telling me I can dodge bullets, Chum?" It's like, view this guy in a little bit of a different light lately, just because of him being a huge video game superstar at the moment. Yeah, the machine gun in this game is wildly inaccurate. Not my kind of thing.
Okay, did you guys just like run off in the completely opposite direction of
We're
the
here.
path? Okay, there you go. All right.
We are going in the wrong direction though.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to treasures.
Okay.
I like
I will
treasures.
I need to check the controls because my I don't know how to use my second move. Hang on. Cyberdeck tactical augmentation is E. Well, what is that?
That's your
Hacking.
corpse explosion, I think. No? Hacking? Okay.
Well, C is hacking.
Okay, so
Right,
that's
so
your
then-
corpse thing.
E is...
Your,
Huh?
your body explosion. Your
Oh.
marker. Yeah. that
Oh,
augment.
right. I forgot I had that. Shit. Okay, hang on a second. So augmentations, I have, yeah, volatile. Which is, marks and... Yep, okay, thank you. I forgot about that entirely. And I like it. It's good. I was giddy about it when I first unlocked it, seeing people, like, explode. It was nice.
Yeah, it reminds me of Diablo's, like the Necromancer's corpse explosion thing a little bit.
It's like,
Shit.
it's that, plus it reminds me of, like, the giddiness of the violence in Total Recall.
Yeah.
Does anyone have ice level 2 to get in there?
No.
No.
Here's a... to make sure I remember that's there.
Did you see, some kind of Suicide Squad?
Not
Either
yet.
of you? Yeah.
No, I do not do Marvel movies. Or DC. No, that's DC, right?
Yeah, no, it's DC, exactly.
The
But
only
the fact...
thing I watched Iron Man. That's it.
Yeah, no, it's... Iron Man was good. This is actually kind of... Red Letter Media finally did a video on it. I saw it a couple weeks ago. I've mentioned it a couple times. It's just, what I like about it is it hates... This is a movie that has complete irreverence for superheroes. And just kills them. Like, this game, the violence of this game reminded me of that for a moment. And I was like, oh man, that opening, there's some good stuff, good fucking bizarre, funny violence in the beginning of that movie. Like, it's R-rated, but it's still comic book gore violence. I don't really know how to explain it.
Boys?
Yeah.
More like The Boys?
Yes.
I prefer that more.
This is more like that until it gets very standard, like, superhero bullshit in the middle of the movie. But it's definitely better than anything DC's put out in the past, like, 10 years as far as I'm aware. I've not watched anything other than Joker. But this definitely is a fun movie to watch if you like, silly violence.
Hey, you want to put down that rejuvenation field?
Oh.
Yeah, I do have that.
I can't.
This? Not this. This, I think. Does that do anything?
That doesn't do anything.
That only...
Yeah, that's just for you.
Okay, yeah.
There's 2 treasures this way. I don't have the ability to do the rejuve field yet, but if we kill a couple more enemies, I can.
There he goes. What's that field that you have around you?
Oh, that's just like drones with razors on them.
Nice.
It reminds me of Diablo bone armor.
Again, there's a lot of Diablo DNA in this game. Did anyone else just see a leg fall from the sky?
No.
Nope.
Okay, can one of you out there in the future please clip that? Because a leg just randomly fell from the sky and it was wonderful. We're almost at the treasure. That's not treasure, Gore, that's soap on a rope! I will, you know what? I'll be 70 and I'll still be quoting Freddy Got Fingered. And I will be ashamed of myself every single time.
Hold up.
Did either of you play Chernobylite?
I got to the part where you started building a base and stopped.
Now, do you know if that game has multiplayer?
I thought it did. I don't know for a fact. I can check real quick.
Did we all get Cyberdeck upgrades from that?
Oh, that's a rejuve field. Oh.
It is not multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
Let me check that.
My cyber deck is the Peacemaker. I can now hack turrets.
I have that too.
I have the Visitor. I don't know what that means. Doors, Ice 2. Oh, okay, that's an upgrade.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't know why we didn't get that. It's possibly a mission locked or something, I don't know.
Mm. My thing is, in this game, I shoot pistols. I just upgrade my pistols at this point. I tried using other stuff, but I like the pistols best.
I was, someone else I know that plays this upgraded the bit. What the fuck is it? The bit shooter or something like that? All the way, and that thing's pretty strong. You can knock stuff out in like 2 hits. Oh, where'd you guys go?
I haven't seen that weapon yet. Oh,
Are you? Oh, did you guys hit back? Okay.
You
I
can- you
blinked and
can-
I lose track. Though.
You can see us on the map, but like, yeah, the radar doesn't like really show. It doesn't like have the same kind of marker, right? For other people.
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, yeah, you're just colored dots. So.
Wish I could set a beacon. So we just got the ability to unlock doors level 2, and there's a treasure behind a level 2 door over this way.
Okay.
So I'm gonna This is why Dave made more story progress in 3 hours than I did in 5.5.
Oh, wow.
Because, yeah, I was just doing, like, stupid shit. Still need that rejuvenation field? Wow, I'm healing the boss! Oh no!
That's it? Oh my god. It actually heals enemies.
Fuck! I just fully healed the boss. God damn it!
Amazing. Now all of the enemies that are running into the field are getting healed as well.
I destroyed the
Great.
field.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Neurotic Akira is the name of that enemy, and that was a bounty. There we go. Bounty. I think we got like 4 or 5 bounties. I don't know if you guys have them as well.
I did, yeah.
Like, you picked them up after we killed them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But man, yeah, this is the best Cyberpunk game that's come out in the past 365 days, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd agree with that.
Maybe Cloudpunk is a nice number 2.
I think that was over a year ago.
Yeah, it was over a year ago, you're right.
Yeah, I feel the environment spit the vibe more than Cyberpunk 2077, honestly.
It, yeah. I agree. Though, I still think about Night City from that, like, you know, from a ways away from the city. With the fucking holograms going into the sky, and the sky looks awesome in that game. And I'm like, man, this is such a beautiful game. Just, like, the engine looks nice, like, the environments. I wish that the game matched that level of coolness. And then they're just radio silent at the moment in regards to updates. Like, I guess maybe they're working on something, I don't know.
Door was open, by the way. You had to use the console to open it.
Well, I found a treasure chest down here.
Okay.
Let me know if you get a message on your screen saying you picked up a sledgehead helmet.
Yes.
Good.
Yep.
Oh, this is good helmet. Oh god, it looks stupid. Holy shit, does this look dumb.
Green? Are you wearing a green helmet? I can't see it.
Well, that's a very good helmet.
Well, you have it now too. We all have it. It's the sledge head.
Yeah, I'm equipping it.
It's got the best
Okay.
stats, but it looks terrible. We can be the sledgehead gang.
I just fully equipped my whole body with really awesome stuff, so that we're doing good
Oh
here.
my god. Yes. That's pretty great. Let's see here. I didn't get the sledge armor. I had those bionic arms, though. Did you pick those up?
Did you get the sledge helmet, Jackal?
I got the helmet, though.
Oh yeah, I didn't get the armor.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna wear the crod. Yes, the crod. Did you ever get the robot arms?
No, I didn't.
Quad crushers? I don't know if you can actually see it.
Come over this way and... Well, you know, yeah, I'm gonna just take a look and see if I can open that level 2 door.
You can open it with the console if you guys are over there.
Okay.
Actually, you're way over here. Okay.
Well, Arthur, I got scumbago. I can't be going about fucking around with sledge helmets. I don't know why Uncle from Red Dead 2 now has a role in this game, but sure. What's that, Dave? Oh, volcanic
The
brim.
volcanic brim.
I guess it's another hat. It's the shrimp lady hat.
I was about to say. It's not better than what we had on, but...
Kind of reminds me of the dude from Mortal Kombat, so that's a positive, I
Yeah.
guess.
Uh,
Wow, my character...
Shao Kahn or something? What's his name?
Yeah.
Lao
Kung?
Cum Fung.
Lao Cunt.
That's him!
Got it.
Oh, fuck! You just demonetized my video in one
Oh,
fell
God.
swoop.
Oh, fuck! I'm sorry, I gotta watch my mouth. God damn it. Oh, no, yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. The YouTube algorithm's a cunt anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Wait, so they detect, like, cunt? Do they not, like,
Yes.
demonetize over, like, damn it or anything?
No, damn, shit, and fuck, I think that puts it into one category. I think John Fullsauce knows better about this than I do, but from what I would guess is that fuck, shit, damn, asshole, like, it's basically a George Carlin bit at this point. But those words put you in one tier of your video is like for adults, and then if you say cunt, that takes it to the next level. I could be
Alright,
wrong.
I'll let Johnny know to put some soap in my mouth, so...
He's got some editing to do, and if he doesn't, I don't really care at this point. This is, honestly, I'm just playing this one for fun. This is one for me, lads. Like, this is not a particularly well... You know, people enjoy watching the Wario garlic farts more than they enjoy watching this, and that's fine. So, we can cunt it up if we want. It's all good. So what's down here anyway? Like, what?
It's a good question. I
You
think
guys
we
know why
maybe-
you're down here? Are you just looking for treasure?
I was looking for treasure, personally, and we found some good treasure, sure, but now we have this whole area with seemingly no objective.
You know what this looks like?
You have a mission still, by the way.
We do.
Yeah, this looks
Yes.
like probably a mission area at some point.
That would make the most amount of sense. This game does look really good with RTX. Like, the first time I played it, I didn't have RTX on, and it ran a little bit better. And now it runs fine, it just needed some adjustment time. But, yeah, the lighting is pretty great. There's some really interesting... Like, right here, the reflection of those two red engines on the ground, it's kind of amazing. Oh, I saw the stupidest thing at Micro Center when I went to get the sound card that I'm no longer going to use and I'm going to return because it doesn't really suit my needs. But I saw probably the dumbest thing I could have seen, which is an LED mouse pad. Like, have we gotten that far where we need LED mouse pads too? We're not content with the mouse lighting up, we need the pad to light up. So I bought it, and I'm using it, and I feel really, really epic. No, I didn't buy it.
Oh yeah,
Uh-oh.
we might want to head the opposite direction.
Oh no, Vinny!
Definitely a side quest.
Robots? Huh. Oh, how do you get down there? Well, I'll go down there.
Not that way.
I think I can hit them from here. No, I cannot. Okay.
Top left is how you get down here. This might be a side quest of some kind, and I just accidentally stumbled upon it. But, I do plan on killing him now.
Okay, yeah, I guess I gotta go around.
Try hacking him.
Oh yeah, that works. Can you hit him from up there, Jackal?
I can hit him with my hydraulic slam, but not much else. I think I can hack him from up here too when I get the, yeah. It stops him a little bit.
You just like stun lock this dude. Well, that was kind of fucking awesome.
Treasure!
It just exploded into treats. There's still a treasure chest too. Somewhere. If you look on the map here, it's never mind, it's in the other bay. It's like when you go to Home Depot, they call them bays. It's in the other bay. It's not this bay. I'm gonna go back and get it. You guys carry on without me. I'm treasure obsessed with this game.
I mean, we all get it if you pick it up, so.
So then, yeah, it's probably worth it. It's gonna be
Although
good.
my marker's putting me this way anyway, so.
I just want to look like a full sledgehammer man, aka Peter Gabriel, or MC Hammer.
Velocity helmet.
PF40 velocity helmet. Well, it looks like someone from Demolition Man, that movie, like a foot soldier that Stallone would curse out. Hey, fuck you, stupid asshole.
Yeah, it might be a good idea to go with one of you guys because I'm getting sidetracked here and
Okay.
enemies. So
We're on our way.
okay.
Also, that is one other good thing about the new Suicide Squad is that Sylvester Stallone plays a giant shark man. So and he just grunts a lot. He's the Groot of the movie. He just goes bleh. Again, I wouldn't recommend it to everybody, but there's enough stupidity in the movie that it entertained me enough. But I do think Stallone as a shark man is pretty classic.
Nice.
That was a nice chain. Oh, I'm down.
Oh. Oh yeah, when you get a chance, make sure you're spending your skill points.
Yeah. Yeah, I managed to spend a couple before.
Way up
This
my
is the
frame
wrong
rate
way.
while I'm doing it.
I assume there's
yeah.
treasure here.
Might be worth a quick look.
You wanna plop down your rejuvenation?
It takes so long to get it. I don't even have it again.
Yeah, these guys are skulls for me.
What happened? Oh, we got knocked out of the instance.
What?
I'm going back in.
Yeah.
Explosions. Oh, this is good for you, dude. It'll level you up quick. That wasn't words. It'll level you up. It had a Rich Evans moment. Level you up quick.
Yeah, I'm level 10, so this is helping.
Only in video games is a katana a viable weapon in a world against, like, robot dudes with guns. Unless it's a vibrating katana. And it can cut through the metal. That's my theory, at least.
Like a vorpal blade?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or the vibro braid. Braid! They say you Braid Runner. The vibro blade from Star Wars, which was like just a vibrating knife. Do you think anyone ever used the vibrating knife handle for other purposes? In the Star Wars universe? Nothing. Nothing.
I'm sure they got plenty of hand exercises from it.
My god. I'm sure in the Star Wars universe they had plenty of other technology for that kind of thing as well. So. The health. I finally got my health grenade. Took fucking forever. Okay, let me see if I... get some new armor. Like a good armor, too. There's armor, the PF40 Hab Protector Vest is actually really good.
Oh, yeah.
Switch out.
So that is one thing, though. By everyone getting the same thing, we all just end up being green, blue, and black versions of the same exact person. So it's not quite Diablo, where you all look pretty unique.
Right.
And then you end up getting like a unique variation of a certain piece of armor.
I do wonder if there's a, forget what it's called, transmog system in the game. So you can just have the stats of one thing while having it look like another thing.
That would be actually really cool. That was another thing about Cyberpunk 2077 that annoyed me. Is like how everyone dressed like a twat because like gold underwear somehow gave you more armor than like a cool Cyberpunk jacket.
Not quite.
It sounded robotic when you slightly muted it, like right before you muted it.
So I just I had my nose was a little stuffy, so I muted the recording, but I just remembered that Dave and Jackal could hear it, and I feel very embarrassed now.
It sounded really funny.
It was weird, yeah.
You should put it on the stream. It was real good.
I mean,
I don't know how you do it at this point.
I'd have to recreate it, but I don't want to do that. It was gross. But hey, at least you got some exclusive content. YouTube.
Yeah, no, wait, I just clipped it. Because I have that, like, recording function from NVIDIA.
Oh, okay.
So we'll get it in there.
Okay, if it sounded as interesting as you said it does, then sure.
Yeah, I think you, like, switched on voice mod or something for a second. I was like, what? Like,
Admittedly, it might not actually show up in the recording because I have Discord on a separate audio device, and it might not catch it. I don't know. Well, now that we did all the high-level stuff, everything dropping is worse than what we had.
Yeah. I hate to keep comparing this to Cyberpunk 2077, but I will. And
I
it's
mean,
like, you kind of can't not.
yeah.
But there is a thing I've wanted to mention, which is that the advertisements in this game, there's like a gold Buddha dude, there's sushi, there's like things with little smiley faces, there's a rabbit.
There's holographic booba too.
Was there booba? I was gonna just
there
say.
Is. I forgot where it is. It's like way far out, I think, in the, where was it? I don't know. You'll probably see it, so.
Okay, because I saw a booba dancing hologram lady.
That might be the one I'm thinking of.
But I didn't see, like, you know, like, just straight up, like, cocks in underwear. Or,
No,
like, in Cyberpunk, yeah, just, like, the fucking butt dude with the butt in
dildo
his...
district?
Dildo
Like-
district, the butt guy with the butt in the face who loves it.
Is there a shop named PP?
There's definitely not a shop called PP. It's just a little bit less filthy than that game. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought that my game was gonna
Here
crash.
come the troopers, the fucking Power Rangers over here.
Oh shit.
Why don't you get out of that jabroni outfit?
Are we like, maybe we're like Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup.
Terminator? Mac?
With the-
That's
with
what,
the
not
Powerpuff
Terminator.
Girls.
I'm thinking of RoboCop. That's what I'm thinking of.
Nice. It dropped a big weapon of some kind.
Oh,
Yo,
God.
oh, whoa, the physics on the corpse. I think the physics are local, but if you run into the remains, it, like, yeah, it goes mental.
Some Dark
My,
Souls stuff going on here.
I noticed my model's like skipping around a little bit, so I'm kind of worried. Huh.
Yeah, this is a good gun.
We'll see if the connection keeps, because, yeah, I don't know if you guys see that.
I do. You're sliding around.
Yeah. I don't know what caused that.
Yeah, you
I
are
guess I'll
sliding
switch
around.
that
It's
too. What was that dropped? Astro Smasher? Is that
That's
what it
the
is?
one.
Oh.
Hold it down for a good time.
Suggestion. Access refueling regulator below pier and override nominal high pressure flow to sabotage the engines.
But one of the things about like Cyberpunk being edgier than this, like I think the tone that this game sets is way better
Yep.
than Cyberpunk's, and like you know it's got its goofiness where it needs to be, but it's also got its seriousness where it needs to be, and it doesn't feel like incongruous to itself.
it doesn't insist upon itself.
Pretty much. Oh, are we about to see something go down out here in this beautiful landscape?
I don't know if you guys caught it, but the LAPD building from Blade Runner is literally in this game. The exact building.
Huh.
There's a mission where you have to, like, actually kind of stand right near it. It's kind of cool.
Those fueling protocols got some thick ice, but nothing I can't handle.
Time to destroy. Oh.
Okay, I was locked in place for a second. That was weird.
That fuel type is pretty volatile. Anyway, the ship is stranded. Enjoy.
Okay.
Just making a light show over here.
We just witnessed a Pink Floyd laser show.
Scanning. Indents located in holding pens on deck 3.
Oh boy. All of us using this weapon.
I just picked up MCH pants.
Access cell controls through local security.
McHammer pants?
Yeah, it's actually exactly that. If you wear them, you'll see that they're the parachute pants that MC Hammer wore. Can't touch this.
Interfacing with ship security.
In regards to like the tone of Cyberpunk, I don't want to like gatekeep what Cyberpunk's tone should be. Because truth is, I'm not like the biggest Cyberpunk fan as a genre.
Cells.
I just happen to really love the movie.
This is Boone. I see you found our lost hammers.
I won't say what it is.
I hope you made those Melhorse.
Hang on, I want to see what this dialogue is.
Onyx Void shares some of the blame, but I want to live to be old and fat, so let's not take them on just now. I tried reaching out to the MG Minion for an explanation, but he's locked himself onto the bridge of that transport and won't answer my pings. Go grab him for me, will ya? Boone out.
Boone out.
Okay, we'll go do what the dude said.
Lock mechanism set to boarding defense mode. Hatch cannot be opened from outside. Suggestion: find other means to breach hatch.
Okay. I do think Cyberpunk can be different things. It doesn't have to be locked to one specific kind of style. Like, you have to kind of nail a certain level of... Like, the elements have to be there, and then you can do different things. But I think what you said about the tone being incongruous, it's like, yeah, it needs to have some level of consistency. Otherwise, it just feels weird. But I think,
Which
you know,
is
yeah.
which is a funny thing for us to say when we're like picking up guns that shoot out 30 rockets and explode everybody
And that's where it's goofy. But the
Yeah.
Cyberpunk thing was just like cocks and asses in your face, while
Yeah.
while you're talking about the like destroying corporations, chum. It's hard to explain what felt off about that game, and I liked the game's tone, like the world. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think this does it better. I agree.
What the hell? Are you trying to kill me? What's this suit? Hey!
Look at us. Wow, look at this.
Hair is platinum. Oh my god.
I can't take these cutscenes serious while we're all like dressed
Oh.
like this.
Are you loading?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought maybe I got kicked.
Hope it's loading and not. Yeah, we're
Oh,
good.
no, we're good.
Is that Poon? Oh yeah, that is Poon.
Ah, welcome. If you'd have just accepted my call, we wouldn't have had to drag your ass.
I like that all three of us are in the cinematics.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Come now.
Sometimes the NPCs will walk
What
like
was
by and block
Melhurst
the.
Geld planning to
the
do with those
cutscenes.
indents? I don't have
Yeah, and they
anything
like
to
walk
say.
through people too. I've
Back
seen.
to my superiors. Oh, I'm sorry. You seem to have misunderstood your situation. You see, you're officially listed as deceased in a refueling accident at the docks. I can keep you here till you talk, or flatline from exposure. Whatever you prefer.
I love his futuristic bong.
Update you later.
That's got like the end of a gun as part of the smoking apparatus. That's a cool dude. All right. Well, that's cool.
We can turn our bounties into.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and use like components on our weapons, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, to upgrade, yes.
To clean the upholstery. Now get your ass back here. We got work.
Caution. Don't attempt to repair Ascent Group's robots unless you are accredited.
Personally, I just want to see if there's a, another, pistol that I might like at the weapon store.
There's a random component sitting up here.
Yeah, I still haven't figured out how to get that.
I got it. I don't know if you guys got that.
I didn't see a message.
Oh shit.
I might have to get that one on my own, but how did you get up there?
There's a staircase going up to it, so.
Okay, I'll take a look when I go back there.
This is a reminder that the maintenance sector is to be accessed by authorized personnel only.
Yeah, there's a store. I wish the icons on the map would have little arrows to show you where. Like, if they were above or below you, because I thought I was going for a store, and it turns out I was just walking into, like, nothingness.
Yeah, I think a lot of this stuff is on the same level on the ground level.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Glitchy Joel. Hunkering Alto. Neurotic Akira. Offensive Birdie.
So you have a bounty to collect. Good for you. Here's your money. This cut through me.
There's a weapon category just called excessive. I like that. Let's see. Energy hand cannon. There's some new weapons. I don't know if I want to spend the money on. There's a sniper rifle. That seems fun. 15,000, but I do like me some precision weapons.
Don't forget to sell the duplicate items that you got, because I had a ton and I made a lot of money selling them.
You know what? I will do that. And maybe I'll have enough for the sniper rifle. I already have enough for the sniper rifle, but I want to make sure I don't buy it and then have nothing left. Yeah, I made a fuckload of money. The Dominators alone you can sell for 2,000. And we got I had like 7 of them. So I'm gonna grab that precision rifle.
Which icon is the bounty person?
Just a shop. It looks like your typical shop kind of thing.
Oh, like a bag?
Mm-hmm.
Usually be in bars.
And take your eyes off it. I see.
Made way more money from the guns than the bounties.
Yeah, the bounties are 1,000. The guns sell for a lot more than that, like 2,000, and then you have like 7 of them. It's like fuck. What's the point? I just upgraded the fuck out of one, like, hand cannon that I've been using a lot. I hope I don't regret it. Now, Jackal, you mentioned, like, a digital weapon of some kind? Before?
The bit splitter that someone I know that was playing this upgraded all the way.
Oh, the shotgun.
Yeah. So I just went ahead and did that so I can see what it's like.
Look no further.
Neutron beam. Seems cool. Damn, this augmentation seems insane. I just bought a $30,000 augmentation. So that's,
Oh, is that like the black hole mine or something?
Fresh clay.
No, it's like a new, it's called the neutron beam, so I'm assuming it's gonna just shoot Jimmy neutrons.
Oh, yeah.
Causes massive damage. I like massive damage. Oh, we gotta speak with Poon again.
Do we all need to be present when you talk to the NPCs?
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna
Yes.
take.
Oh, it just
Yeah,
teleported
it does.
us.
Yeah. I guess so.
Oh, when you go inside of a building, we all go inside. Oh, okay.
Well, actually, for that specifically, that is a mission area. So, I
Okay,
think
well,
that's why.
we
Or-
got teleported here
yeah.
too. With the fake Star Wars Cantina music.
So, here's the deal. The AGI is still quiet. Amazing as that is.
I can't see his face because you're in the way.
Coming into the archaeology to pick the bones clean.
Oh.
Oh, you could actually move during the cutscene?
It's not showing me the cutscene, by the way. It must be only showing you the cutscene.
Wow, you're just walking around in my cutscene right now. It's amazing. Yeah, crouch. Okay, crouch, and now go back and forth in front of my character like you're doing lascivious actions. Nice.
One of the prisoners we rescued from Malhorst Geld claims we can funnel energy
God.
converted from the old tokamak down in the deep stink. He says we have a small window of
I'm not absorbing a single word this man is saying.
It's words.
He said deep stink.
He said
said
deep
bulkhead.
stink. Yeah, deep stink.
I'd rather control the entire tokamak, but we have nowhere near the know-how or equipment to do a property grab like that. You need an AGI for that kind of thing. But if you do this right, the new owners won't notice our little arrangement. I'm not fluent in tech lab, but enough to say that this will be a tricky feral to tame. The bulbhead spoke of installing a double redundancy board through the tokamak ice, soft and hardware. So, you'll have to do this on site. The new owners can't know about the board, or they'll shut it down faster than nug orgasms. We can then use that energy to bolster our automated security systems. I already have a code jockey reworking the schemata to allow for that. And let the CGTs come. When the turrets are done, we'll scavenge their stiffs for augs. Now the bulb head
Oh
is
my
shut
God,
down,
dude,
completely
keep
worthless
talking.
for anything outside a lab. I want you to handle the practical side of things. Get that tokamak working for us. I've uploaded the particulars to your end. Questions?
There's like, do you guys see the choices for how, like, the questions you can ask?
Yeah.
Or
We
You
see
know-
you hovering over them,
Do
too.
do you know what I'm gonna press?
Done.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I think this game is cool and its little world building stuff is great. on some level, the way I explained it was, it's a looter shooter, and I like just kind of inventing my own little stories as we shoot things in the face. So, yeah, I'm also kind of a lazy person when it comes to story. How many questions you want to ask me? I'll answer all of them. 1. When do I get to shoot?
I was gonna say, what stories have you invented so far?
Well, okay, the deep stink is basically years of garbage that's been compacted, and they don't have good sanitation because they went on strike about 450 years ago, and they've just left it. I just invented that now. It seems plausible.
Sure.
Or you could do deep stink, like 2 in the pink, 1 in the deep stink.
There you go.
Now we're talking. Now we got the funnies, the haha funnies.
It's way better than anything Poon was gonna say.
Is that what they called the shocker, or am I thinking of a different thing?
That's the
What they
shocker.
called- Yes, that's the shocker.
That is it.
I think.
I like how you just said that's better than anything Poon would say. Meanwhile, Poon is where the shocker was invented. Something like that.
Yeah, quit while you're ahead.
He said Poon.
Alright, I got the sniper rifle also.
The Hammer Sniper Gang. There's a couple treasures in this city, in this like little town that I haven't found yet. I don't think I'm gonna worry about that right now.
Can you sell shit to the grafter? Or is that only the armor and weapon shops?
I think only armor weapon, as far as I'm aware. Also, it does show your arrows on the radar. I just realized that. It's just, in the heat of combat, I wasn't noticing it because they were getting, like, kind of lost in the icons. Look, it'll show you how off, like, you know, just throw a little arrow up.
Yeah, but like because the edge of it is black, you can't see the black arrow at all.
Yeah, it needs... And the blue one isn't all that much easier to see either, truthfully.
Yeah.
So, that would be a nice quality of life thing, just to have, like, the arrow a little bit more visible.
And your green one is almost the same color as the objectives, so I'm like, wait, which one are we going to?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really solid game. It launched with a couple bugs, but I'm just shocked at how, like, professionally done this game was.
And they managed to fix the online, as far as I can tell. I mean, we've had a pretty flawless gameplay here.
Yeah, for about an hour and 8 minutes. Not bad. I feel like a lot of games like, honestly, I know you watched a little bit of Starmancer when I played it. It was painful by the time I got to the end of the second video. Because it was like, there were mistakes I was making, like a couple, like, but they kept, like, O'Brien kept suffocating himself. They were pooping in the kitchen, and they weren't doing things that I asked them to do. That game launched in a fucking glitchy as fuck state.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of the rerun, and it seemed like Starmancer turned into Shitmancer.
Yeah, kind of a little bit, truthfully. Look at
I
these.
guess we don't see each other here. Oh wait, there we go.
I see them. I see all three of us. Yeah, wow, we look like badasses.
It's a shame you guys didn't have the helmet I had on before, because it makes you kind of look like an X-Wing pilot.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah,
I've
I
always...
think that's the one you said, I can't remember the name now. You mentioned it earlier. I think we picked one up.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, now I want to see what it looks like because I love the look of the X-Wing helmets.
The Sylvester Stallone comment. That helmet.
Oh, was it that one?
I think. Whoops.
Wait, Jackal, which helmet are you talking about?
Let's see. Do I actually? Hopefully, I didn't sell that one. Do I have that one? Oh no, don't have it anymore. Shit. Well,
Was it
never mind.
the Is it this one?
It makes you look like a pilot. Yeah, it's kind of that. Maybe not quite as.
Yeah, it's a little thicker than the X-Wing pilot. To me, this looked like a Judge Dredd Stallone era Judge Dredd helmet.
Yeah.
But man, the stats are just so much better on being a Hammerman. I don't know. Mega Man would have his hands full with this dude.
Oh shit! I need to change my
I do kind of wonder if maybe like somebody's gonna mod the game to make it so that loot drops are actually randomized and turn it into an actual loot game.
I would imagine
maybe-
you probably could.
Or maybe if there's some kind of end game that does that, that'd be neat.
Or if the devs actually release a little update with that, because Bloodstained ended up launching a fucking randomizer mode. So I think, like, there's an appetite for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the submachine guns like shred things when you just spend a lot of points in the crit.
Yeah, crit is probably the one I have the most in. Let's see, I've got, yeah, 10 in crit. Good chunky weapons in this game, too. Good, like, good weapon sounds. Speaking of chunky weapon sounds, I want to increase the bass on my headset a little bit more. Man, this AKG headset that I've been using for years just does not have good bass, inherently. It's unfortunate. Compared to the Sennheiser I was using with the condenser mic on the arm, I'm like losing a lot of that dynamic range in it, and it's kind of lame. So that's a thing I noticed distinctly, was how fucking cool the weapons sounded in this game. So
That's cool.
That's the neutron beam that I spent my money on.
I think it was money well spent.
I think so. Oh, these are the things that, right, we had to collect their testicles at one point. Did you do that mission, Dave?
Yeah.
I don't think I did. I'm now level 12.
Okay, well, you caught up quick. Yeah, there was a mission where if you haven't done it, you just had to, like, rip their balls off.
I don't think I remember doing that now.
You would have remembered. No, you shoot them and then 1 in every, like, 10 drops, like, their balls. So. This is where the game becomes its most twin-stick shootery. Just hordes of enemies. It feels like, a lot of those old twin stick shooter games, but did you ever play Geometry Wars, either of you?
Yeah. Lots.
I haven't, but it sounds familiar.
1 and 2.
Demo only for me. I know that was a hugely popular game for a while, but for some reason, just didn't do it enough for me to buy it. But it was cool. I did play other games like that, though. Xbox Live Arcade had tons of twin stick shooters for like $1. And there were like tons of Geometry Wars clones. Geometric Wars.
Yeah.
Polygon shooter. Stuff like that.
There was actually a decent, I want to say it was a DS or a 3DS Geometry Wars. And like, it had like upgrades and shit. It wasn't just like one long thing like the original game was. Really good game.
See, that's the thing I like about taking a core concept like that and then expanding it. It's like Plants vs. Zombies. Like, how far can you do Plants vs. Zombies? The answer is you can go pretty fucking far with it. You just keep adding new units. Sorry, plants. Oh, you have that too? Mm-hmm. Nice. I was gonna mention another. Oh, did you hear that Cookie Clicker is coming to Steam?
I did not.
I did not.
I did not.
I think it, like, from the trailer, it looks like the same game, but there's just a floppy grandma that talks to you while you're playing.
Big boy.
Melted.
Well, I hope it does well. That dude kicked off an entire genre, so they deserve all the money they can get.
I'm wondering, though, like, how much more can you expand Cookie Clicker? Because I remember the end game just got, like, one-upping itself over and over and over again. I was like, how is this gonna keep, like, topping itself? And then it did.
He added like mini games to it, didn't he? That's what I remember.
I remember
eventually
it.
happening.
Maybe I didn't play late enough, but I remember it just becoming like a cookie black hole, like
Yeah.
like new universes being born of cookies. I don't remember the mini games, but I also didn't quite play as much as most people did. Though I did stream it. At one point, I streamed fucking Cookie Clicker.
That.
I also remember having it in the background while I was streaming, and just letting the Cookie Clicker run.
Shame you can't rotate while using the neutron beam. I guess that would be too broken if you could.
Like, you mean, like, very quickly rotate?
Even just like a little, I don't know.
Oh, okay, I didn't even notice it. Let me take a look.
Oh, okay, I guess you can. Never mind. Was proved wrong.
If I had time to plan that, I would have found a really good filter for my voice, and I would have said the funny spin word. But, like, with a neutron filter of some kind. It would have been sick.
A neutron filter. Oh, what the hell?
Did you get
Oh,
stuck?
these guys are very high level.
Oh, yeah, because we're going out of the mission area. Yeah.
I was gonna say, does the neutron filter make you sound like Jimmy Neutron? And we know somebody who actually does a pretty decent Jimmy Neutron impersonation.
Who?
Ross.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
I don't know what Jimmy Neutron sounds like, but I only know the text-to-speech video. Hello, father. Jimmy,
It's
your mother is dead. Another day in the life of Jimmy Neutron. What were you gonna say, Jackal?
Oh, I said the pizza is aggressive video.
The pizza is aggressive. As far as I'm concerned, that's what Jimmy Neutron sounds like. He's a text-to-speech, like, child prodigy that orders pizza that like, hurts his father. That's all I know about that show. That, and that it was also one of the first, like, CG... When it was presented, it was one of the very first CG shows. And it impressed... I forget if it was DreamWorks or whatever, but, like, its pilot was highly innovative for its time. So...
I didn't know that.
It was in a YouTube video.
When I think of, like, first computer-generated TV show, I think of Reboot.
Oh, yeah, that too. Also, what, Jackal?
Oh, I was just being fascinated by the areas that we were walking through.
Oh, yeah.
With all the machine, yeah.
Some good stuff. It's like we're about to enter the final area of a Resident Evil game. Like, this is just before you find the area where you have to fight the dude with the mutated arm. Which is just every Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Specifically 2, I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
So, can you rotate while you do the neutron with the controller, or is it not happening?
I wonder if it's harder with it. I'll have to try it, but it does seem harder for some reason. Yeah, I can't do that as quickly. Are you using your mouse?
I'm using my mouse.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I cannot. Nah. I guess I'm at a disadvantage then.
It's just an easy way to play the game. If you find something faster than the Dread, I could imagine it becoming very interesting.
It's the last Starfighter maneuver.
I haven't seen that movie in years. What was the maneuver? It's one of the ship spins?
Yeah. I forget if it has a name, I just remember it just shoots in all directions. I guess you can't spin on the controller then when you're doing that?
It seems to lock me in place, and I don't know.
Then are you trying to get that treasure over there?
Yeah, we have to extend a bridge, so we have to go this way and around. Okay, never mind that. I think
Hey, Vinny.
we can get that on the way out, yeah?
You wanna see something cool?
Uh-huh.
I'm perfectly fine.
Good! You know, I have to be honest. I was hoping at some point someone would approach me to do that stupid voice I do. The RP voice for a television show. I was hoping that, like, yeah, just one day randomly a TV exec would be on Twitch and they would hear me go, SPIN! And they'd be like, you know what? That's the perfect guy for the role.
We need that.
We need someone of questionably Slavic heritage shouting random words that sound funny. By God, this man is a genius. And you know what? It never happened. Yeah, Jackal, you're You're lagging a little bit. Can you still speak, Jackal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the lag.
Yeah.
Wait, am I lagging on Discord?
You did even, yeah, a little bit.
No.
I think you're okay now, but for a moment you just cut out. Like, but hey, you're still here. Even with a little lag, the game seems stable enough at the moment so that you could just join us, but not get disconnected.
I don't know, maybe it's the index headset being weird too, because chat, I am wearing the index headset around my neck like some sort of torture collar in order to use it as a mic. So, if you did not know.
Yeah, that's a thing that I just recently discovered, and it blew my mind. You do sound good on it. I'll give you credit. It is a good sounding microphone, and you sound good on it. But the fact, so yeah, from what I understand, Jackal you wear it upside down around your neck. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. And then I tighten it.
How does that feel?
It just feels like I have like a weight, like a slight weighted collar around my neck. So.
All right. I mean, if it doesn't
I'm so
annoy you,
used to-
then
yeah.
sure.
Oh, it's not as bad as when I actually am in VR, like when I'm in VRC, with my, because I'm a VTuber.
That's okay.
I stream as an avatar chat. But anyways, I stream in VRC sometime at the same time while I'm playing the game. And it is not ideal to use OVR to play games while being in VR. It just isn't good. So I have it setting on top of my head while I'm using a controller so that I can see my computer. It's very convoluted, and I do not recommend trying to do what I do, so...
The thing is,
there. Like the stopper.
Yeah, well, some people like the pain.
Mm-hmm.
They like to fuck. They like to taste. Anyway, this brings back some interesting memories. Just the cyberpunk setting in general, so don't mind me. I'm gonna say,
yeah? Come
yeah?
over here and hack this door. No.
What, this one? That does not...
Oh, never mind.
That just might be a barrier, or a
might-
later mission.
Yeah, we might have to do some stuff first before we can get through there. But, you know, my audio setup isn't all that amazing either. The headset, most people do not use headsets these days. Most people use the bigger mics. They have bigger diaphragms. They pick up better sound. They have better quality. But for the range of comfort, I've used headsets. I feel like whatever works for you, there's no one solution. Even if it's a little uncomfortable, if it works for you and you like the way it sounds, I don't think there's a problem with that.
I am considering a headset mic eventually. I just need good recommendations.
Well,
Oh,
don't get the Audio-Technica one that I got.
Yeah.
The reason I returned it... I returned it because it sounded like I was in a tin can. I will say that my AKGs, for all of their faults, at least in my own ears, it sounds pretty natural. And it doesn't annoy me. I didn't mean to do that.
I don't know if you guys got this gun yet,
Check.
but I picked it up, so I think y'all have it.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called the E77 Superior.
Yeah.
Yep, got that. Oh, not that one.
Why not finish the job?
Ooh, these are nice.
Let's see. I upgraded the sniper rifle enough that I should probably use it. But I do like that machine, that rifle. Good one. When I was a kid, I thought a machine gun was anything that shot fast.
Same.
Just full stop. I didn't know the difference between...
I still think that.
Well, I mean, technically, they're guns and they're machines. So, I'll tell you guys this because it's kind of interesting. I don't know if you knew it. Just wanted to get your thoughts, but Call of Duty... I don't know if it's Black Ops or Wars or whatever, Modern Warfare, whatever's going on there. It's getting a Trouble in Terrorist Town mode.
What?
Kind of. Like, apparently there's... Yeah, this is what I've been told. I don't know how true this is, and weirdly I'm kind of looking forward to it. So they're attempting their own Omegas. Do we want to get the treasures first, or do you want to do the mission?
You do treasure.
It's up to you, man.
Let's take a look.
So, are you excited to RP?
Hello?
In COD?
Dude, this is the Cold War. It is cold like the sting of crocodile. My name, RP. My job, RP. I could never think of a name for the RP guy. So I'm thinking at this point his name is just ARRPEE. I think just, yeah, he's just RP guy. Or RPGUEY. That's him.
Yeah, it works.
I really do want to check out this. I want to see what kind of stuff, because Trouble in Terrorist Town was a little restrictive. It's just funny how they... Call of Duty eventually ends up doing all Gmod game modes. It's like, hey, we do prop hunt.
Yeah.
Gun game. I mean, that was more of a Counter-Strike thing, but... I mean, hell, even Counter-Strike ended up doing gun game officially.
Somebody actually trademarked the name Prop Hunt and made a game simply titled Prop Hunt TM.
Over here, Dave. I got health.
Oh yeah, I need that too.
Or, oh yeah, Jackal, I meant.
Yeah.
So what was it?
So there's a game called Prop Hunt with a TM after it. And it, I got a key for it, and I played it, and there was nobody on. Like, it's a required multiplayer game, and nobody's playing it.
Shit.
It's like
and it's new?
I think it's new, yeah. And, they really wasted that trademark.
Shit. Because there were a number of games that were like little indie game prop hunts. There was the one where you were in like a warehouse and you were like a box. I feel like that's been attempted many a time.
Oh yeah, the box one. Cardboard box.
Cardboard box. Digital thorn module. That's like the thorns from, yeah. Man, there's a cool jacket that we just found. But, I mean, considering the armor we have is better, there's almost no reason to wear that jacket.
Oh, the Hellfire. Or
Yeah.
another one. Yeah.
It's like, there's an artist who spent months designing all this cool clothing, but just...
See,
yeah.
that's why I wish they had layered armor. Things like this need to have layered armor to where you can choose to wear what you want, but carry over stats of, like, whatever else you want to wear, like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, 100%. And then you think about the artists that spent all the time on these assets, and if someone programs one particular thing to drop kind of early, and it's better than the next, like, 7 items, people aren't gonna wear that shit.
Did we all at once figure out how to take our head pieces off?
I actually did. I took it off, and then I put it back on.
It's still off for me. I wonder if maybe that's
You're wearing yours.
Oh, okay, so it's a local setting when you do that.
Oh, okay.
Because I see everybody with their helmet off now.
I'm experiencing a weird glitch where my, you know how you're, well, I have a controller, so you guys can't feel this, but whenever you're low on health when you use a controller, it pulsates.
Mhm.
Mine's still stuck pulsating, even though my health is back up.
Oh, I love those bugs.
That happened to me in a lot of different ways with my controller over the years, where it just continuously vibrate. That was a weird one. I mean, it's a bug, but it also, you know, it's useful.
I guess I'm getting a hand massage. I don't know right now while I'm playing, so that's fine.
Yes. Some people spend good money on that kind of hand massage.
Override power distribution.
What kind of controller are you using?
60.
60?
360, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just your mic cut off the 3.
Oh, probably because my head, like, just leaned back a little bit
Oh.
from my torture collar.
The
My
torture
CBT collar.
Yeah. I was using the Xbox One controller. I used the 360 controller for a while, then I used the Xbox One controller, and then I settled on the 8-bit though, SN30 or whatever, just because I ended up really liking the way it reminded me of the Super Nintendo controller.
Attention.
Talking about using, do they have ones that are as big as like a 360 controller? Because whenever I use anything smaller than that, my hands tend to cramp.
Yeah, the SN32 or whatever the newest one is very, very good. It's very ergonomic. It's not too small. It's perfect, I think.
Here, that some power surge you just sent our way made me tingle all over.
But yeah, I did use the Microsoft like Xbox controllers almost exclusively, but almost every time there was something wrong with it. I had like tech issues, I remember, on several occasions.
Ready to install mod patch.
I regret it though because I used a Logitech controller for like 3 years, not knowing how terrible they were. Like, the one I had was terrible. I'm sure they make good ones, but I just used, like... You know the controller you'd give your little cousin when they came over? You know, to play N64? Or GameCube, and it was the shitty one? It was like, I used that to play PC
The Mad
games.
Cats?
It was, honestly, at points, it was so cheap, like, it felt like cheap plastic. And the thumbstick wasn't good, and I just didn't know any better, so I used it. I learned, just get good stuff that's gonna last you a long time. Don't buy Logitech, like, cheap controllers.
Spidey bot.
With mini Spider. Oh, never mind.
Shit.
Whoa.
Down? Jesus.
Whoa. Not good, not good.
Yeah, I'll get behind it, I guess.
I have,
I am about to be dead.
I've got grenade
Shit.
with health over here. Come to me if you can revive Jackal.
Or I don't.
We gotta revive Jack.
Yeah, I'm right by the boss. Yeah. Oh shit.
Too late.
I hate that mechanic.
I died and leveled up at the same time.
Did you die too?
I died.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I didn't die. It just because you died, I got a game over.
Okay.
But it was.
I don't think we're that far from.
No, it was just funny.
Yeah, no, I actually heard when you die, any XP you earned up to that point, you actually keep. So
Yes. So the penalty is just inconvenience. It seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get out my rocket launcher for this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be a good idea too for me. Yeah, that's true. All right.
Just upgrading a couple things. Tactical charge. Okay. Okay, so I don't have the health grenade anymore, so we have to be
Careful.
extra careful now. Yeah. I have a little bot lad that I called in. It's my E button move.
We're getting it, at least.
Yeah. Oh, Dave's down.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got him. I got him.
Okay. Dead. It's like something out of Final Fantasy VII.
Or 8.
Or
8 had a
8.
spider bot. Yeah.
8 definitely had a spider boss.
What?
Did an Overwatch character just join us?
That was refreshing. You should stand down, Indent.
Actually, that looks like a Monochiwan from The Fifth Element.
Were you trying to create a
Okay,
Yeah.
just more the body than the face.
With the, Taurus containment
The face looks like a mutated Navi from Avatar.
It's like something out of Mass Effect.
Luckily, we are in
I don't have that frame of reference,
Oh, yeah,
sadly.
The all-female alien race that mates with
Yeah.
everyone else. Yeah.
including yourself. Your indentured contracts have been transferred and renewed in accordance with existing agreements and standard protocol, etc., etc. In short, you belong to us for what remains of your pitiful life expectancy. However, while you have demonstrated an alarming lack of cognitive skills, you have also shown an aptitude for applying lethal solutions to conflicted situations. This might be of some use to Y-Corp. So, we wish to test your abilities by giving you a special assignment. A trial of sorts. Success will raise you above the filthy mass of regular indents and provide you with certain perks. And you'll be given a chance at earning your freedom. We will set up an operations center in Cluster 13. Come find us there.
I just got a notification from Amazon that my thermos has shipped, which is cool because I received it a week ago. So that's a good notification.
About to get a free thermos.
Perhaps. I will keep you updated abreast of the thermos situation. Also, did that alien just say, hey, you should kill lots of things for us?
Probably.
Okay.
That's what this game is in a nutshell.
Oh!
spider bots.
Yeah.
Not like we needed it, but yeah. So I'm getting to a point where I get tired at this time. And I have had a long day. So I'm thinking maybe we do like one more thing in the game. And then after this bit, maybe another 10 minutes or so, might want to wrap it up. But weirdly enough, this was the most fun I've had with this game so far. Well, not weirdly. I think, yeah, co-op is actually pretty good in this game.
Yeah.
So we have the choice to walk back or take a taxi.
Yeah, I guess.
Now this is Cloudpunk. Her name was Pasta. I was real hungry for information. And she had the sauce. I knew that if I... No, never mind.
The only thing I remember from that game is that and the dog. Car dog.
Hello. I am a happy dog AI bot. Yeah, that game had some cool things in it.
Yeah.
It had potential, and I think it delivered on some of it, and I mostly have fond memories. So what would you guys say your favorite cyberpunk fiction is? Whether it be like Ghost in the Shell, Akira, Blade Runner, cyberpunk, like...
Jeez. There's a lot. I mean, Blade Runner's first choice, Ghost of Shell. There's actually some anime... Well, there's some other, like, more modern anime that has a cyberpunk-esque thing to it. What was it? Psychopaths was, like, the more recent thing I watched. It has, like, that dystopian cyberpunk feel to it.
That's what it's called, Psychopaths?
Psychopaths, yeah.
And it's an anime?
Yes. Good one, too.
I still need to watch Ghost in the Shell. I do hope to watch it one day.
I don't know if it counts, but my favorite is the Fifth Element universe.
Oh, yeah, no, I think that it's not overly grimy until you get to below the sky area.
Yeah.
And then it gets pretty fucking grimy. I mean, what are the tenets of cyberpunk at that point? Because to me that fits. Because you have flying cars, you have kind of semi-dystopian future. It's not fully dystopian. People are still going on cruises to Lost in Paradise. Copper mummy. Copper mummy. Okay, do you like Ruby Rod?
I love Ruby Rod.
You do, okay, because some people just do not like Ruby Rod.
Come on, come on.
I think it works.
The entire bit where he's introduced to Corbin Dallas is something I watch on repeat. Like, it's just one of the most amazingly weird things of cinema ever. And that dude nails it. Just absolutely nails it.
I agree. And I like when he's asking Corbin questions and he just goes, thrilled. It's like
it's this rock jock, old-timey radio thing that doesn't even exist anymore. Like this movie was made back in the day when that existed, and now we're so far in the future that it doesn't exist anymore. But in this movie, in the far, far future, it exists again. Like,
It's pretty.
know,
it's
fascinates
pretty
me.
good. It's pretty good, and yeah, that was, I guess, a thing. And then within a couple years, the shock jock radio thing just ended up. Yeah, it just kind of stopped existing. I mean, now everyone's a podcaster, so everyone
Yeah.
has a radio show now. But yeah, at first I thought Chris Tucker was like I wasn't sure about it because it was a little like it was designed to be annoying, but he really grows on you. And then like you watch Star Wars Episode 1 and then you see like a really annoying character and it's like, "Oh no, Ruby Rod is fine."
Ready to jack in.
Cyber vendor auto turret for 35,000. Damn.
Like, I could understand being annoyed with him towards the very end of that movie, just because, like, the personality can wear on you, and there's, like, no real character growth for that dude, but...
There is. I'd say by the... Yeah, I mean, he's still annoying
little
by the
bit.
end of the movie, but he's
Right.
he's at least trying to do the right thing for the planet.
Yeah,
I'll give him that much, at least.
for sure.
Like, he's slightly less selfish when it comes to, you know, saving the world. But, and then Mila Jovovich was great in that movie, too. She was just, like, astoundingly good. But then she started dating Paul Thomas Anderson and became the Monster Hunter. Okay, now it wasn't Paul Thomas Anderson that she's with, right?
Yeah. Yeah. If that's her husband.
That's him?
Paul
Yeah,
W.S. Anderson.
Yeah, it's funny because it reminds me of the who directed the Underworld movies, because he kind of did the same thing with his wife. He liked to
Correct.
cast his wife
Oh,
in
Kate Beckinsale?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the director was her husband.
So here's the deal. Paul W.S. Anderson. I knew something was fucky here. This dude makes schlock. He did the Resident Evil movies. He did... It's fun schlock, but he did Pompeii with Jon Snow. Death Race Beyond. Monster Hunter. He did Event Horizon, which I actually really like. Alien vs. Predator. Okay, never mind. So that's Paul W.S. Anderson. Paul Thomas Anderson is a different director. This guy...
WS is her husband.
Yeah, W.S. is... I thought it was Paul Thomas Anderson. No, Paul Thomas Anderson is a fucking auteur. This guy did Boogie Nights, Magnolia, There Will Be Blood, The Master, The Phantom Thread. Like, this guy makes, like, Oscar bait movies. The other guy makes schlock. And they both have the same name, so they had to do initials. Now I understand. This whole time, I was like, why is an Academy Award-winning director putting Mila Jovovich into Monster Hunter?
See,
And,
it's funny to me you confuse Paul W.S. Anderson with Paul Thomas Anderson. And I confused W.S. Anderson with Wes Anderson.
oh no. The plot
Who is
thickens.
another Oscar bait movie director.
To be fair, though, I could watch his movies almost any time.
Oh, same. Absolutely. I love his
LifeWarp
movies.
is looking to expand its property appropriation division, and you fit the profile. Barely. If you complete our test assignment, you'll be given a position. With one
She
of our corporate
this
grab
NPC
teams.
just repeated herself.
Call them. I detest
Oh, that's
this term,
weird.
But it does describe the work we do. We seek out contested property and transfer ownership of it to Whitewarp. Sometimes a competing team is after the same property. There are more perks.
So
As a
it's
Whitewarp
property.
CGT operative, you'll have access to select gear. But first, We want the
complete an assignment, then you get to like... It's basically you're a repo man, I think.
Success will depend on your brawn trumping our comms records show you've already collaborated with that notorious ice fiend. No questions.
Questions.
Very
Who do I kill?
We have taken the liberty of bonding your imp with our AGI through the local...
So yeah, it seems like this company reclaims property. Maybe yeah. So Repo Man's not an entirely inaccurate analogy. Speaking of Repo Man, that's a good movie. I don't know. Any chance I get to bring up Repo Man, I will. Again, it's a little dated, but I enjoy the punk aesthetic and the alien aesthetic. And it's a silly movie that is worth a watch, I think, at least once.
Have you seen the other Repo movie?
Repo the Genetic Opera?
Yes.
No, I have not.
Okay, that...
So what is that?
It does that one have a lot of cyberpunk stuff in it? It's very weird. That's all I can remember of it. It also has repo type stuff in it. But people get, as far as I remember, get augments as well. So
Want to make you creds?
it's a weird one.
Okay, so that
Probably
definitely...
watch that one. Yeah.
That's cyberpunky.
You wasted a badass customer.
Every time I've mentioned Repo Man, they're like, "Oh, I love that movie." The one Repo the Genetic Opera. I'm like, no, don't worry about Repo Man. Like,
I've seen both, but yeah.
yeah. Most people I've showed it to like it. Some people absolutely hate it, and other people have fallen asleep watching it. So, I mean, take your pick.
Well, people fall asleep watching Blade Runner, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've experienced that as well. I like boring movies. That's I've discovered one of my favorite movies is Barry Lyndon. I just bought the fucking Criterion Collection disc, which has like tons of bonus features, and I'm all like excited for bonus features now. I'm like, yeah. But it's a 3-hour 17th century period piece, or like 18th century. So, you know.
I was actually gonna say that's due for a rewatch, isn't it?
I mean, now that I have the Criterion Collection version, I haven't seen it in the quality it's deserved. So yes, I would like to rewatch that. You've seen it, right? We watched it on a movie night.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I loved it. I did not expect to love it. I went in and I was just like, yeah, I'll watch this for like 5 minutes, and then I just became enthralled.
It's amazing. It's a magic trick. Because I have no interest in any of that material.
Exactly.
It's a fucking magic trick, but that's Kubrick.
True.
Okay. For me, this is a good place to stop.
Yeah.
And, that's 2 hours. And you know what? This game is pretty fucking dope. So I guess it's just saved, right?
Yeah.
Should be good. Alright, so I'll end it here, but I will say thank you, Dave and Jackal, for joining on this episode.
Fun.
Yeah, it was good. And maybe we'll get a chance to do... I don't know how long this game is, but I'd be down to do it again. So I'll keep you guys updated. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too, man.
Alright. So, and everybody else out there, thank you for watching. I don't know when you're watching this. I don't know how you're watching this, but I hope you enjoyed watching it. And we'll do more of it at some point, whether it be solo or multiplayer. Ugh. If you're following the enthralling story of me skipping the story, well, boy, I bet you can't wait for the next episode. Take care, everybody. Okay, hang on. Before I leave, I have the game paused. All audio is muted except NPCs going
I love that. I love the voice acting for the random aliens because it reminds me of something very specific.
It's like Star Wars, some of the alien speech in that.
Some of it sounds like, yeah,
Heidi's.
Ubuntu Solo, whatever.
Hey, Annie, do you want to go to Corpsec and eliminate a group of feral testicles?